Hey, welcome back, everyone. Time for Daybreak in 10 here on Color 10.
Which means we're on the air with you for the next 10 minutes straight without commercials beginning right now. And first, let's head on over to meteorologist Elisa Rafa with your forecast. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, guys. We are starting out with a few clouds in Springfield, and it's another warm and humid start. It's 73 degrees in Springfield right now, dry on the square with some southerly winds. We're partly to mostly cloudy this morning. Storms going around us pretty much to the north and west. It's 73 degrees in Springfield, 75 in Branson, and 74 degrees to start in Harrison. Humid, of course, on that muggy meter map with some oranges and reds. So at the pool today, you're looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies, some showers and storms possible with temperatures up around 90 degrees. We'll have that storm threat as you fire up the grill today, 90 for that high, and then it stays muggy through the evening hours. With these storms, like yesterday, we have a marginal severe threat. Storms will be spotty and not organized, but with it being so hot and humid, one or two of these storms could grow tall enough to produce quarter-size hail or 60-mile-per-hour winds. So you've got that threat today. Scattered showers and storms today. Again, highs up around 90. Quiet tonight, just another muggy one, not dropping below 70. And then we'll have scattered showers and storms again tomorrow with that high around 90. We keep a storm chance through Thursday. Temperatures seasonably hot, around 90 degrees with some showers and storms possible. Again, hot, but not terribly extreme. Your storm chances start to dwindle on Friday. Big area of high pressure comes in, kills the rain chances, cranks the heat. You're looking at extreme heat returning by the weekend with temperatures back in the middle 90s, feeling like 100 to 105. So overall, 7 days staying pretty hot, but it gets even hotter by the weekend. Joe, Jen.
After a 4-hour meeting last night, Nixa City Council decided to vote down the proposed masking ordinance. This mandate was similar to the one currently in place in Springfield. Council introduced several amendments to the bill last night before hearing from the public about it. We spoke to some of those in attendance, both for and against the ruling.
We have a lot of protections in place from our public health right now that protects us from deadly illnesses, including tuberculosis, where we mandate treatment for people, and people are also placed in quarantine in those. And this is no different. It's just on a bigger scale because we're seeing it across the world.
I do not support it because I am in the firm belief that the government should not be telling you what you will and will not do with your body or put on your body. Is it constitutionally sound? Yes, it is. But it's also our constitutionally, First Amendment right to protest that and not wear them as well.
Again, that is Nixa City Council going against a masking ordinance in a unanimous vote.
And in Arkansas, the state's mask ordinance went into effect yesterday, but some northwest Arkansas cities have chosen not to follow it. Sulphur Springs Mayor Shane Weber said in early July, when it was up to individual cities to pass mask ordinances, that, quote, officers anywhere have a bigger job than going and babysitting someone about whether they're wearing a mask. He says his position has not changed and there will be no penalty or fines issued for not wearing a mask in this city. But one local business says if the police department won't enforce mask wearing, they will.
I always try to support our mayor especially, but we're choosing for ourselves, for our business, that we are requiring them.
The Pea Ridge Police Department will also not be criminally penalized people for not wearing masks. The department is choosing to take a more educational approach to slowing the spread of COVID-19 and handing out masks when necessary. The city's police chief is asking community members to refrain from calling the PD if they see a person not wearing a mask, saying it doesn't have the manpower to respond to every tip of that nature.
It's not necessarily a waste of services or wasting of time. We just think it's, for our community, we think the best practice is to educate people and try to show people in the right direction.
Police say if a business turns someone away for not wearing a mask and that person causes a disturbance, they may face criminal penalties.
And some education news for you. The Springfield Greene County Health Department says 60 new coronavirus cases announced yesterday is a new high mark for one day. These numbers are out as school districts are starting to release back to school plans. Superintendent Dr. Matt Teeter of Willard Public Schools says right now the district plans on starting in-person classes August 24th while following Greene County guidelines when it comes to face coverings. 5th through 12th graders and staff are required to wear them, while students 4th grade or under will be recommended to. Students will be grouped together to minimize cross-contamination and will be sent home if they're showing 2 or more COVID-19 symptoms. But there won't exactly be repercussions for those that opt not to wear one.
It's not about a judgment zone of, hey, you're wearing a mask, it's not. It's about keeping people as safe as possible and mitigating the risk. So we don't want this to be the topic of conversation. We want school to be the topic. Our goal is to love the entire child well. And to me, the more intrinsic motivation we can build in, it just creates the environment that I think is by far the healthiest.
These Willard school plans are preliminary. A fully detailed plan should be released on August 7th.
The largest school district in Missouri, Springfield Public Schools, is set to announce its plans for the fall semester this Thursday. Leaders discussed possible changes at a board meeting last week. Some of the proposed changes include masking requirements for students and advanced registration for those looking to ride the bus. Once the plans are announced, we'll be sure to put those on our website for you. That's ozarksfirst.com. Checking in on some news from around the region now. 2 people were pronounced deceased at the scene of a one-vehicle crash in Douglas County. The crash report shows that 34-year-old Rebecca Brandon and 25-year-old Owen Dobbs were driving northbound on Highway 5 north of Ava. They tried to pass 2 vehicles, traveled off the road, became airborne, and hit a tree.
And some other news for you. More than a dozen students at St. Dominic High School in O'Fallon, Missouri tested positive for COVID-19 following graduation and prom events in recent weeks. The school held an outdoor graduation ceremony on July 8th and an off-site prom on Friday, July 10th. The 19 people who tested positive first experienced those symptoms after the prom. When school officials learned of the case, they notified every family with students who attended either of those events.
Around America, police in Minneapolis, Minnesota found a man's body inside a pawn shop nearly 2 months after a rioter burned the building to the ground. It's one of several businesses that burned in the riots following George Floyd's death. Investigators say they got a tip to check the wreckage, and that's when they found the man's body. Police say they don't have the jurisdiction to go through every burned building and have been trying to contact property owners. Last month, a suspect was arrested and charged with starting the fire.
And taking a look around the world for you, an armed man has seized a bus and taken about 20 people hostage in northwestern Ukraine earlier today. Authorities say the suspect is armed and carrying explosives. Police officers sealed off the area and are trying to get in touch with the suspect. He called the police after taking control of the bus and introduced himself as the Deputy Interior Minister.
We have a quick traffic alert for you now. A portion of the westbound lane of West 76th Country Boulevard in Branson will be closed for the next 2 days. This is happening in front of the Americana Theater. Crews will be repairing the concrete curb from 7:30 today until 4 p.m. tomorrow.
All right, let's take a look now what's coming up on CBS This Morning.
Coming up, we talk with the U.S. Surgeon General about COVID-19 testing issues and school reopenings. Plus, with many colleges going online this fall, should students consider taking a break from school and tuition payments? Coming up on CBS This Morning.
All right, you know what? We keep talking about back to school because it'll be here before you know it. But as we were telling the kids, you still got some summer left. It's just going to be hot, right?
Yeah, still some pool days ahead. But today we'll have some scattered showers and storms, 90 degrees. Storm threat through Thursday.
Not just for the kids. We want to enjoy the pool, too.
Yeah.
Very true.
Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak. We'll see you at 11 for midday.